So I think the first thing we obviously got to talk about is the just ridiculous scoring surge the NBA's been on the past couple weeks. We had Luka put up one of the craziest stat lines of all time with a 60-20-10 triple-double. Joel Embiid put up 54. Klay Thompson put up 54. And now Donovan Mitchell dropped 71 and 11. What is happening right now?
They saw that football is going off the air. They said, "All right, it's time to turn up. It's time. Everybody's starting to watch this now. Now we actually have to play." This is ridiculous. This is crazy.
I feel like one of the most unlucky NBA fans ever. For Luka's 60-20 game, I was on a cruise. Embiid's 59 or whatever game where he put up 8 blocks, I was on a cruise. For Klay Thompson's 54, I was watching him give my team 54. So that hurt. And then for Donovan Mitchell's game, I was too busy watching the 54 happen. So I was just like, I couldn't get any win at all, bro.
You picked the worst week to go on vacation. That sucks. But yeah, so let's go like person by person and talk about these games. But more importantly, I think the conversation is kind of shaped to people once again talking about the fact that we're in maybe the most talent stacked era in NBA history.
Yeah.
So like let's just generally talk about that a little bit afterwards. But before we get into it, as always, if you guys are watching on YouTube, do us a favor, drop a like and subscribe. You see on the screens, you see our Twitters. Follow us on Twitter, on all of us. True. Follow us at the Deep 3 Podcast on our main Twitter. If you're on Spotify or Apple Music, rate us 5 stars, follow, all that. Let's get into it. Let's start with Luka Doncic. I think he's like the main story because right now the Mavs are on a 7-game win streak after being incredibly mediocre for the first 25 games of the year.
Yeah.
And it's because he's just gone supernova. What do y'all think about this run he's on?
I think it's about time that we're seeing like this version of Luka and the wins come along with it, right? Like we've seen Luka go for big performances, but at least at the start of the season, the Mavericks were trash or mid
to put it lightly.
Exactly, mid in every sense of the word. And now
the 12th seed for a long time.
And now they're finally starting to put a lot of things together. So I think it's good just to see those two things combined. His MVP case is actually like a thing now. I think we can I think we can actually legitimately think about him in that context. So for him and like in the accolades conversation, that's the fun part about seeing all this happen for the Mavericks. And they're winning close games. Like that's the thing that's really making a difference. Like over the last 10 games, they've played in 6 clutch games and they're 5-1 in those games. And so clutch for y'all who don't know, it's when games are within 5 points with 5 minutes or less to go in the game. And so the Mavericks are 5-1 in those games. This tied for second most in that span. So they're starting to close the deal. And I think we're starting to see the benefits of it.
Okay, real quick. I don't mean to sound like a Debbie Downer or whatever, but this is
here we go.
A great sign. And something positive that I want to say beforehand is that I haven't been watching games, but from what I've been seeing, like the Dallas Maverick community saying is they made supposedly Isaac, correct me if I'm wrong, but they made a starting lineup change, and I believe Maxi Kleber and Christian Wood are starting now. Let me know if I'm wrong. I don't know. But regardless of the fact, I'm looking at their wins right now. I think they won like 7 in a row. And they won against the Houston Rockets like twice. They won against the New York Knicks without, what's his name, RJ Barrett for the majority of that game. Okay. And those wins, they're great wins. They're good wins, but they're against all like under 500 teams, except for the New York Knicks. But the New York Knicks.
Yeah, well, I mean they beat them all, right? Like what? You can only play who's in front of you, and
they did their job.
Well, look, Kleber, he's out the starting lineup because he's hurt right now. And he underwent surgery for a hamstring tear, so he's going to be out for a while. And so they've been able to put Christian Wood in that spot and really just space the floor and just have Christian Wood being like stretch 5 and giving Luka all this space. And so they've been able to do that. The Rockets game, they should have never been in this position, but they were down like 5 or 6 points with 3 minutes to go and ended up making a comeback because Christian Wood is able to get a 4-point play with like 3 minutes to go. So like, it's not like, again, they should have never been in that situation against the Rockets. But the fact that they are showing the fact that they can come back, be gritty, do all those small little things, and win the games that they're supposed to, that's huge. That's big.
Yeah. And I guess you're right. They aren't the most impressive wins in the world. So, like, that's why I don't think any of us are like, oh, the Mavs are contenders now. They're not. They're the 4 seed, but, like, we know how close the West is. It's a fake-ass 4 seed because just as they won 7 in a row, they could lose 5 out of 7.
Yeah.
Like, they're the 4 seed, but they have 1 more win or 2 more wins than the 8 seed Suns. So, like, it's topsy-turvy. I don't think we're ready to crown the Mavs as a great team. But if we're talking about just stature of player in the current standing of the league, I think this run we're seeing from Luka kind of makes you have to, like, reevaluate his positioning with these other top players. Because I think we all agree he's top 5 now, right? Like, that's solidified.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah, I thought
that was solidified.
I agree. How much, if he just keeps doing this and you see that he's able to backpack his team in this way, how much higher in the list does he rise? You know what I mean?
3 at, like, the best. I would not put him, even at this level, I don't think that I would put him over Giannis. And I don't think that I would put him over Jokic. I think the one player.
Me too.
I think the one player that you can maybe have that conversation with, if he's at this level, is Steph.
It's a tough one. But
that's the only one, right? And
the fact that it's a conversation now is crazy because he's still Steph.
Exactly. So that's where I draw the line. But Luka, he might actually get that MVP that everybody's been trying to hand to him for the last 3 years.
I hope he does.
Ridiculous.
I think the most interesting part to me is that it's not that he's just putting up numbers because, like, he's Luka. He's been doing that forever. Like, it's not like it's anything crazy new we're seeing from Luka. But I think he's kind of hit the mode where think about, like, 2018 LeBron or, like, 2017 or so James Harden before they got Chris Paul. Mm-hmm. The way that they were able to just not only be a mid-team, put up numbers, but backpack just role players to being able to beat contenders to being able to be a top.
Say the word. Call them bums. Do it.
It's a little bit better than bums.
I know you want to. Listen, I understand.
I don't.
I understand. Spencer Dinwiddie. He's having a good season.
Yeah, he's the best one. He's not a bum. And Dorian Finney-Smith is one of the best 3-and-D players in the league. But the way he's able to
Reggie Bullock, bum.
Listen, I think right now we hate Reggie Bullock because, like, he's in that mode where he can't shoot to start the year like always.
Yeah.
But eventually, they'll have decent role players around them. But the fact that he's able to elevate them to being, like, an actual team that matters is, like, super impressive. Like, that's really hard to do, even as, like look at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's an incredible offensive dynamo. The Thunder are still a Thunder, you know what I mean? Like, it's so you hit a certain level when you're able to backpack these just, like, subpar players to being able to compete.
Yeah. We talked a little bit ago about our MVP rankings, and I think did you have Luka 1? I can't remember if you had him 1. Or if
I don't remember. That was a while ago. It's changed a lot.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of us had Luka. Well, I don't think that I had Luka top 3. I think he was just outside. He was either 3 or 4, right? He was right on that line. He might be 2 for me right now. He might be 2, and then I think my one might still be Jason Tatum.
Interesting.
Listen, it's close though. It's close.
Yes.
And
I feel like
what's up, bro?
I feel like right now there's just no, like, solidified argument for number 1, and, like, there's a very solid argument for 1 through 4, or maybe 1 through 6 if you don't want to stretch it that far.
No, for real. Like Donovan Mitchell might be 7th MVP voting right now. He just dropped 70 and 11. Like, this is the most stacked MVP race we've seen in years. Like, it's ridiculous. John Morant is going to be, like, 8th or 6th maybe in MVP voting. They're the 2 seeds. Like,
and he's averaging 20.
Ridiculous.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's great that there's no clear winner right now. It feels a little strange because it makes you think, like, oh, is there nobody running away with it? It must be a weak MVP year, but it's the complete opposite. There's, like, 8 people that could be running away with it, but the other 8 are just as good.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's nuts.
If any of these 8 were, like, I don't want to say, like, if, like, 4 through 8, maybe 9, I don't know who the hell 9 is, but in that range, we're playing in 2015, 13, 14, 12, and this is where we kind of get into the conversation of, like, just how talented the NBA is these days. They would run away with MVP easily.
Yeah. If this was 2021 when it was Jokic and then everybody else, they would be tough. Like, Donovan Mitchell would be pushing Jokic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Even that conversation, you're absolutely right about that.
Yeah. But so let's talk about those 2 players one by one. Let's talk about this Donovan Mitchell game. Did y'all get a chance to watch the 17-11 game? Sadly, I didn't get to watch it live.
I did not see it live. I had to go back.
One of my biggest regrets.
Yeah, I had to go back and see it. Sadly, I was tuned in to the Bills game and seeing everything that happened with DeMar Hamlin and all that stuff. I know it was just awful. But I went back and I watched the D Mitch stuff. It's just stupid. Like there's moments where you just watch a guy, and I wish so bad that I could get into whatever zone that he's in, and just like what does that feel like when you just throw up everything? Like I hit 2 shots at 24-hour, and I'm like, listen, I'm hot. You know what I'm saying? He's at an entirely different level of just like I can close my eyes, throw the ball wherever, and it's going in. And it's I honestly don't have enough adjectives to say just how good of a performance that was.
Yeah.
Bro. I didn't watch that game because, again, like, I was watching the Hawks game and that shit was dumbass long for no reason. And by the time I turned to the Cavs game, they were just wrapping up and I saw he was at 69 points and I was like, ooh, nice. And then I was like, wait, 69 points? Is you for real right now? This is no type of glitch. Go on Twitter. Like, everyone's confirming my stream is behind. He dropped 71. He's at 69. I'm like, God damn. So I have to go back and watch the entirety of that game or highlights or whatever. I haven't done it yet. But it's literally genuinely mind-boggling, and I can't put together any slew of words that'll make what he just did any type of sense whatsoever. And it also, like, puts into perspective what Kobe did dropping 81 back in that era was even wilder. If dudes like D-Book and Donovan Mitchell dropping 70 and 80, not 80, my bad. If they're dropping those high stats, just imagine what Kobe would have done in this era of basketball spacing, where defense is spread out. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Let's talk about. So you mentioned Kobe. So like him, everybody else scored 70. Every time people have scored 70, I think the highest before this was like 6 or 7 assists in the game. He had 70 and 11. I think that just shows how like truly just, I can't even say impressive, just mind-blowing this game was, because we've literally never seen a game with this scoring output while also being in complete control with your playmaking. We talk about Luka Doncic being such an offensive dynamo because he can do that every play, where he's a deadly scorer in the NBA while also maybe being the best passer. That was Donovan Mitchell last night. Like, his passing has always been super underrated, but last game we saw him have to really go into that role with Darius Garland gone.
Yeah.
And he was just ridiculous. His reads, because his whole thing is athleticism, driving to the rim, mixed with his off-the-dribble shooting, which is always incredible. Mm-hmm. The way he was diming shooters in the corners, using that penetration to create open shots for other people, you would think, but if you watch that game, that he's one of the best passers in the NBA. It was insane.
Yeah. I couldn't even do that on T-Cup with my player, bro. That's how crazy that was.
Yeah. Also, another thing that I realized watching that game, him and Damian Lillard are incredibly similar as players.
In what sense?
Just like their whole game is coming off of screens and hitting these pull-up threes at that size and quickness, and then getting downhill. Well, not being like the most incredible finisher through contact, but just being really fast and like just slashing through defenses. And if you watch them play side by side, they look incredibly similar. I never realized that.
That's very interesting. I've never ever thought to put those two next to each other. And I promise you, now that you said it, the next game that I watch of both of them, I'm gonna be like, okay, I like clearly see it. That's really interesting.
We're going to take a quick break real quick to tell you all about our newest partner, Underdog Fantasy.
Underdog Fantasy is the best and easiest way to play fantasy sports online. You can play it online or you can play it in the app. And if you sign up today using promo code TD3, they will match your first deposit up to $100. And it's super simple to use as well. All you have to do is hit higher or lower on your favorite or least favorite players for the night, and you can win up to 20 times your money in one night of NBA hoops. Again, it's super simple. Play online or in the app. And if you sign up with promo code TD3, they double your money on your first deposit. And that's basically free money. It's super easy, super simple to use. So go sign up today. And again, use promo code TD3.
Yeah, so that game was obviously ridiculous. Yeah. It's just great to see him prosper, because I know we just did our rankings episode last week where he ranked the whole top 30. I think I put him at like 15. He was like 2 spots behind Devin Booker.
Yeah.
And that comparison is so agonizing to me. Like, deciding who's currently the best shooting guard in the league is so fucking difficult. Yeah. It's like everything in my heart says I've been wanting to pick Donovan Mitchell and just like say it's him. But like logically, I'm like, oh, Devin Booker does this, contributes to winning in this way.
You're watching Devin Booker's Phoenix Suns go from the first seed to the fucking 7th or 8th without him, and it's been like 2 weeks or whatever. What the hell?
Listen, them boys got clapped by who? By the New York Knicks at 2 p.m. on a Monday. Listen, weird time and everything. Listen, hey, Chris Paul is washed.
A weird time to get put to sleep.
Chris Paul is washed. Like that's one of the biggest. That's one of the biggest takeaways that I took away from that game. Quick side note: Chris Paul's washed. DeAndre Ayton, he's not. I don't think he's him. I don't think he has it. I don't think he has that like next level superstardom because even whenever.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think we've been on that though.
Yeah, but it just sucks to see because when Book's not there and when CP's not there, you always expect Ayton to come out and like, all right, well now it's your time to shine, and like the stuff that AD was doing earlier in the season where AD's coming in putting up 30 and 10 or 30 and 20 even. I need a little bit of that from DeAndre Ayton, and it's just. I feel we're past that. I think we're past expecting that from DeAndre Ayton. 30 and 20, but like, can I get 25 and 11? Right? Can I get that when you're the featured? When you're the featured person in this offense that's been a well-oiled machine for the last 2.5 years? Obviously not. You guys are getting beat by Jalen Brunson and by Deuce McBride. Like, he's putting y'all to sleep. So
I think at this point we just know that Ayton's he's more similar to a Sabonis caliber of big than he is to or ever will be an Anthony Davis caliber big. I think it's just like the ship sailed on that.
That sucks so much ass because he was the number 1 pick drafted before.
That sucks mad balls.
Yeah. Drafted before Luka, Trey, Jaren Jackson, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and now
crazy draft.
Bro, we got people over here. Shout out to Through the Wire, Kenny over here. In a redraft, he took Mikal Bridges over DeAndre.
That's valid too.
No one was saying that, but it's nothing crazy to say at all. But it just goes to show, like, I don't know, this whole like for young players, it depends on where you go and like how highly you are ranked on the whatever chart. How much of a priority you are. This reminds me of Patrick Williams.
Yeah, I will say DeAndre Ayton hasn't been trash this year. I will say DeAndre Ayton hasn't been terrible this year. Like, he had that one stretch for like 7 games where he was putting up 30 and 10 like pretty consistently. Weirdly, he's been pretty good. And also we know that it's a ticking time bomb before he gets traded because his coach fucking hates him. So it's kind of hard to thrive and be some superstar when your coach is pulling you every 5 seconds. You do one bad foul, you just have the tightest leash for number 1 pick. Like, listen, it's not the best situation for him.
We understand that, and that's great context. I'm glad that you provided it. But again, we have to get off Suns hate every single episode. That like we're legally.
I don't even hate the Suns. This is
we're legally contracted to do that. That's what we've become. We've become an anti-Suns pod. And so I just had to bring it up just to say it.
I just like jokes. I don't even give a fuck about the Suns. You have a vendetta.
I don't like them.
That's funny.
They're
real quick, back to the point about how close Donovan Mitchell and Devin Booker are. I think that just shows you that if Donovan Mitchell isn't clearly the best shooting guard in the NBA right now, that just shows you the fucking ridiculous glut of talent at the top of the league.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that's been kind of the highlight of the last 2 weeks. You're starting to see people talk about it more.
Yeah.
Ash, is this the most talented NBA era of all time?
Absolutely, without a question.
Yeah.
Not even a probably. Why do you say probably, Donovan?
I go back to eras.
90s, maybe.
Yeah, that would be the only one. That would be the only other era, just because I feel like there were a whole bunch of teams that. And again, maybe it's different now, and I'm just like looking at it different because there's so much player movement, and we're not getting like the legacies tied to the players like that in that same way. But you go and you could look at teams like the Pacers who have Reggie Miller for 18 years, and like he's able to take them to finals at points in his career. You can even go to the Knicks and Patrick Ewing, and it seems like every team had at least a franchise player that can carry them to a finals appearance. And even though that Jordan ends up winning, 6 out of 8 or 6 out of 10 in that decade, it still seemed like every team legitimately had a superstar that's going to be a like legit Hall of Famer that's also going to have the accolades and the accomplishments behind it. And again, maybe the reason why a lot of players aren't going to have those accomplishments and those accolades now is because there's just not enough to go around. But that's the only argument that I would make for the 90s. That's the only reason why I would say probably. But in terms of just like how deep is your bag, I think the bags are clearly deeper now than they've ever been.
Yeah. So I think let's talk about why. There's a few reasons why, right? Like one, obviously, you're saying the bags are deeper.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's it. Like, I think it's kind of like the people that refute this are just like being purposely ignorant. Like, I want to say dumb because I think it's just like pure ignorance of not understanding how this works. Every industry, every type of sport, anything, even outside of sports, evolution always happens. Like, if the 90s came around and these teams realized, oh, we can build around a guard like Jordan who can be our go-to scorer. So the kids grew up wanting to be guards. Then LeBron came around and said, oh, this person can be a scorer, can also be a passer. So they start trying to be good passers. And Steph came around and said they can also be off-the-dribble shooters. And these people keep growing up and seeing these players and just keep adding these things to their games growing up. Like, people aren't feeling the need to be one-dimensional like they did back in the day just because there's so much wealth of information. It's like, of course the players are going to be more talented over time. They've learned from more people. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Yeah. You just have a stronger foundation of what you're going to, of what you're going to like just think is possible, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody now, nobody thought that being able to shoot from 30 feet was like consistently was a possible thing. And now you go to every single pickup gym and everybody warms up taking 3-point shots because they're trying to be like Steph, right? And it's just like, listen, I think for the NBA, it's a good thing. For pickup basketball, it's a terrible
atrocious.
It's awful. It's terrible. But if we're talking about the NBA game, it's fantastic because now everybody can do everything, and now we're really seeing who's the best, right? Like, and so those like intangibles that we always talk about, those things are starting to rise to the tops too because now the skill level is starting to balance out.
Facts.
Yeah. And I think it also applies to teams as well. Like, that's why we talk about comparing like the 2017 Warriors to like past 90s great teams or the 80s Celtics, whatever. And it's like, sure, people were like, oh, these old teams played hard defense, they'd win, but they'd get their fucking backs blown out by these teams because same way we said these kids are growing up learning the techniques from past players. Facts. Smart teams are learning X's and O's from past teams and learning how to counter that. And then new teams come around and counter them. And like X's and O's evolve over time so much that if those past teams saw the Celtics switching defense and how they switch and then recover people on the backside when there's a mismatch, like all this shit, Larry Bird wouldn't know who to fucking throw his dimes to because he would
call the Ku Klux Klan member to their front door the next morning easily. He would get them boys out of town.
Like that,
he would have them all, bro. He would have them all.
We rocking with Larry because Larry rocking with us.
Seriously, but like I don't understand why people hang on to these special moments when they were younger. Maybe just
because they were 15.
It's
because
close
they were
to their
15
heart.
Whatever
exactly,
happened.
it's close to their heart.
Yeah.
What they don't understand is like, bro.
I will never ever forget. You will never be able to tell me that Carmelo Anthony hitting two pull-up threes in a regular season game against the Bulls to win the game, that he is not the greatest clutch performer of all time, right? Like I was in middle school when that happened. You're not going to tell me otherwise. And it's like when you're 13 and 14 and the way that you view sports is being shaped by all these moments, that is your foundation, and that is the lens in which you consume media going forward. And so you're always going to compare people by what you saw growing up, and it happens in every single medium. It happens in sports. It's the reason why everyone's like, oh, people they don't make music the same way that they used to. They don't make movies the same way that they used to.
Yeah.
And it's just not true. It is true. It is true that they don't make them like they used to, but it's not in a negative sense.
Yeah, It might be better.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just y'all were in your bag just in terms of the pure evolution talk, dude. Like things are with the way everything is today, it was done in a way so things can be more efficient and effective.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
That's like me.
If coaches today were worse than 80s coaches, what have they been doing for 30 years then?
Yeah, exactly. And I don't like doing comparisons because like we just have so much more of an advantage, and they did compared to the people who were before them and like that, and then on so on and so forth. But it's just like comparing fucking 1995 Mercedes to a 2020 Mercedes. It's like, what are you even talking about?
Listen. Some old cars are like that.
I know.
I will say like they're probably.
Look, talk about phones though. Imagine the iPhone 4 compared to the iPhone 15. Like, it's just like evolution has happened.
I don't care. Yeah. There's no way that you can tell me that a 2020 Prius is better than a 69 Camaro. That's not happening.
Why would you compare a Camaro and a Prius?
That's
very different.
It's the first two cars that even if you want to go with the army car and just say that like the Dodge Challenger and like the Camaro.
Okay. Not down this car rabbit hole. It's a terrible comparison.
I got to show the people that I'm well rounded. I know this. I have my hands in a lot of different places.
But yeah, I saw one TikTok. I wish I could remember who posted it. Give him credit because he made such an amazing point that I had never thought of in these awful narratives that we talk about. You know how a lot of people will talk about MJ versus Braun, and they say that like LeBron needed a super team. He always jumped around making these super teams. Mm-hmm. That's kind of like a universally accepted narrative from people that argue for past generations. But what's also at this point a universally accepted narrative is that the modern NBA has more talent, right?
Facts.
Like, everybody kind of knows at this point.
Yeah.
If that's the case, why wouldn't LeBron have more good teammates? There's more good players in the league. Like, naturally, everybody's better, so his players are going to be better around him. And he's going to be playing against better players, so they're going to need to team up. Like, it's just, that's kind of how it goes, right?
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
I think that the issue is that, though, I think the issue with that, though, is it's not like Bron is jumping from team to team and like, okay, let me go to a team with like the 30th best player in the league or like the 27th best player. Let me go with top 15, top 12, right? Like, that's the thing where it's like, dang, like, how much do you have to stack the deck? It's the same thing with Durant. Like, bro, you went to a 73-9 team that had just come off of back-to-back finals appearance. Like, come on, like.
Look at the comp, though. From LeBron's case, there was the Warriors, right, who just built this team naturally because there's a lot of fucking good players. They found these good players, and on average, they had their 8th and 9th best player were so much better than, like, the Utah Jazz's 8th and 9th best player from the 90s. It's like, yeah, they got to team up with each other because the competition of teams, it's super possible to build teams with this crazy depth now because there's so many good players.
We're finna get into a Bron Jordan legacy debate right now,
God.
and we gotta save that. We gotta come out with a special episode on that. Yeah, we got to move back.
Yeah.
Listen, who we should be talking about though right now though, because I actually really want to know how y'all feel about him and kind of like his MVP standing. Because before the season, I said that there was absolutely no way that Nikola Jokic was going to win 3 straight MVPs.
Okay.
And
let's talk about it because we argued for like 15 minutes about it.
Yeah.
And dang if he is not moving up the ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for context, right now the Nuggets are the number 1 seed in the West after a rocky start. They just came off the Christmas Day game, which was maybe the best game of the season when they beat the Suns. And Jokic's numbers, he's back up to 27 points per game. He's at, I think, 9 assists, 11 rebounds with a 68% true shooting.
Jeez.
For all intents and purposes, he's better than he was last year, except for the 1 point per game. And I was talking to... We argued about it. You picked Joel Embiid to be your MVP.
Yes.
And you said there's no way that Jokic could win it because of voter fatigue. But I was like, let's say their numbers are the same as they were last year. Jokic's numbers are a little bit better. And they're the 1 seed. Like, me and you both predicted they'd be the 1 seed. So, like, how could we say he's not going to be MVP if they're the 1 seed and his numbers are just as good? And now we're seeing it.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming. Like, I also.
But that's the thing. Real quick, you did see it coming though. You saw the 1 seed coming, and you saw Jokic still being Jokic.
He wants you to.
So
eat
what
your,
about
eat
seeing
your own
it?
Shit.
What about seeing it in person makes it click for you now? That's the thing. Is it just seeing it actually happen? You're like, oh fuck, I can't deny it. So what's changed for you?
It's literally just the aesthetics. It's literally just the way that it looks, and it's the fact that like. One, Embiid has not had, and actually he low key has, right? The Sixers,
no, he's having a great year.
That's what I'm saying. He low key has. The Sixers just haven't like done everything that they have, injuries, fit, whatever. But with Jokic, I think seeing it in person and being able to put together runs really, really matters. Like, I think like, it's the same thing that we're seeing with Luka. The fact that they're able to go on this 7-game winning streak and put these wins together and do it consistently night in and night out, that matters. And so for the Nuggets, it's different than what they were doing early in the beginning of the season when it's like, okay, we're gonna win 3 games and then drop 1, or then win 2 and drop 1.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing them, go on these, longer win streaks, look a little bit more dominant in the process, and the passes that Jokic is making on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Listen, Thinking Basketball put out a video, I think like 2 weeks ago, asking.
Shout out Ben Taylor, best in the game.
Best in the game, asking the question: is Jokic the best offensive player ever, or is he offensive player or best passer? And
both were posed.
And the entire video, right? He's putting together this highlight clip, a 10-minute video of Jokic passing. The entire video was from one game of Nikola Jokic's passing.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. It's
hard to.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. When people hear us say things like Nikola Jokic is the best offensive big of all time, he's one of the best passers of all time, immediately they're like, what the fuck? Why? When really all that clicks in their head is he hasn't won a championship. He can't be. That's literally all it is. If he were to win, that would validate so much of what you're saying because he is clearly the best offensive center of all time. It's really not close anymore. Like, I'm sorry to say it to you. He scores 27 points per game on 68 true shooting, which is around what Shaq had, scoring efficiency-wise. He's the best passer in the NBA, which no other center's ever been. Like, period. No center's ever been a top-tier passer in this way. He's an elite offensive rebounder. He can stretch the floor with his shooting. You can play through him in the post as a playmaking hub. It's ridiculous. He has moves in the post. Like, he's not like he's a slouch one-on-one. He's not Marc Gasol where he's just a passer. Like, there's no weakness offensively.
Yeah. I think his MVP case, and I need to listen. I haven't been in the mood to sit down and rank 1 through 8 because it's extremely hard, as we've said over and over again. So like maybe in the next week we'll go through and we'll do all those things. But Jokic is definitely rising up there, and also
he's top 3. Let's just say it. He's top 3 in that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you about that, Mo. Because I know you haven't seen the last week a lot because you've been on a cruise, so I'll give you some leeway. You didn't get to see the Christmas game.
Yeah.
Right now, everything you know, Jokic is back to being Jokic 1 seed. Jason Tatum still rocking. Celtics are. I don't know if they're 1 seed at this day because it keeps going back and forth.
They're still the 1 seed. I think.
Okay, they're back in the 1 seed. They lost for a couple of days. KD's being KD, going this crazy run with the Nets, which we'll talk about. All these other players. Do you think Jokic has a chance of winning?
Do I think Jokic has a chance of winning? I'd be in.
Not chance. He has a chance. He obviously has a chance. Do you think he'll win?
Yeah. Do I think he'll win? It's just so tough. I think he probably is the best player in the NBA right now, and I feel like I can say that with confidence.
Let's go.
Yeah, I feel like he's probably the best player in the NBA right now. But Giannis has been on like a shaky shooting slump or whatever over the last few days, and as I'm saying this, he fucking dropped 55 today. So do that information with what you will. It's just so wishy-washy. But Jokic has been the most consistent, the most healthy, and just the overall consistently doing what he has to do, like regardless of what the case and scenario is or who is around him. Like his team is starting to get healthy, and he's done nothing but elevate his team when he's not on the fucking court. They go from literally if not the best and one of the 3 best offenses in the league to literally dead last or some crazy shit. It is atrocious how bad, how much different they are as a team without him on the court. And there's not too many players who I can say that about, and just like seeing him adapt to like different play styles as well, with so many players being in and out. Jamal Murray's been in and out once in a while. MPJ has his issues, tweaks here and there. Of course, and every other team and player does. But earlier in the season, he was not averaging 27. He was in the 23 or 25 range or whatever the case may have been. And I remember,
calamity.
Huh?
Oh no, 24 points per game on 70% true shooting. What a problem.
Yeah, exactly. And those numbers weren't as sexy. And now he has 27 points per game. It's sad, like what it'll take for him to go ahead and win it for a 3rd time in a row. But shit, he might be number 1 for me. He might be number 1, and I think his team's gonna finish number 1 in the West comfortably in the future.
Mm-hmm. The ways people discredit Jokic now is kind of like a testament to his greatness, because nobody wants to crown him. He's this goofy fat white guy who's never won a championship. He doesn't look like the typical player you want to see. Who doesn't have the bag off the dribble shooters. So, like, a lot of people were hesitant to give him this gas that we're giving him. So like you said, he averaged 23.5 points per game on 70% true shooting.
Facts.
He's a bitch. He's a bum. He can't score. Like, it was so stupid. He was the same player. He just made 1 less shot per game and 1 less free throw. And now we're talking about a different conversation.
Yeah,
I
facts.
want to. I do want to see. I want to see Jokic do this. I want to see, and in terms of like in a playoff setting, obviously like I don't. He's not the type of player where I think like, oh, he's a fraud. This isn't going to translate right. That's obviously like out the window. I want to see a deep playoff run. The same way that I feel about Jokic right now is the same way that I feel about Giannis.
I'm glad you said this.
The same way is I feel is the way that I felt about Giannis after he had back-to-back MVPs, where I'm like, okay, cool. You got all of that. You're showing that you're like, top 5, top 3, whatever in the league. I need you to go on this deep run. I need you to have the moments. And Giannis goes, and on the run, he has the blocking. He has this amazing finals performance, right? He overcomes the wall conversation that got put up there. I need Jokic to do it. And I think that if the Nuggets are the 1 seed, I would be disappointed if they don't at least make the conference finals.
That's fair. A lot of people share the sentiment you have. Like, I need to see him do it in the playoffs. It's so fucking weird with him because he's been nothing but excellent in the playoffs.
Yeah.
In 2020, he made the Western Conference Finals, lost to the champion Lakers.
I will say, however, though, that run, I would attribute being a little bit more to Jamal being out of this world and Jamal being one of the 10, 15 best players alive.
Damn.
in the first. I mean,
it was both,
at that time, that's
Jokic's
understandable.
numbers,
They're saying that man was
you know what I'm
so
saying. You get what
I
I'm
see
saying.
what you mean.
But like Jamal was clearly on another level, and I think that he outplayed Jokic in the bubble to get.
He scored more points than Jokic, but Jokic still did his thing. He was still averaging 27, 10 assists per game. Like, he was still being normal Jokic. But we know the impact he has with more than scoring. But I see your point. Either way, so what you're saying is he made the Western Conference Finals when he finally had a teammate next to him that could do something. So, great. The last 2 years, he played phenomenal and lost to the eventual Western champion. So, like,
when that was crazy.
Yeah, by the team that made the finals both years. So, like, great. He had no help and lost to the best team in the conference. And then when he had help, he made it to the Western Conference Finals and lost to the champion. Like, he hasn't been some slouch. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a terrible resume.
No, but I need to, now that everything is finally come together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jamal Murray is finally in a place where obviously all the rust isn't off, but he's starting to play well. Michael Porter Jr., he's starting to play well.
Aaron Gordon looking like a fucking all-star.
Aaron Gordon's been great, man. He deserves all the flowers.
Talk to him.
He's so
Everything is coming together for Denver. I need a conference finals appearance.
That's valid.
That's what I'm asking for. It's a lot to ask for the finals, obviously, but if we're talking about Jokic being the best player in the game, that is, in my opinion, a valid expectation to talk about conference finals and to talk about finals appearances. And that's what we need to see from him. And if he goes ahead and he does it, fine, cool, I'm happy. But we need to see that aspect of his game and of his career.
Yeah, now that they're healthy, I can for sure. Those are definitely the expectations. I think we should move off this guy before we get accused of being dick riders too hard. Mo, I have one question for you. What has gotten into the Brooklyn Nets and why are they so unstoppable?
This question's for me?
Yeah, it's for you. Tell me about these Brooklyn Nets.
Before I left from the cruise, I pointed it out in the podcast.
Were you on a cruise, Mo? I didn't know.
Oh, yeah. I went to the cruise, They were 15-6 in their last 21 games. And I was like, hey, yo. I did the same thing what I did with the Dallas Mavericks like a couple weeks ago. And I was like, hey, yo, they're like 15-6. But they ain't beat no impressive, crazy team. They've been doing their thing. And also their win margin is not incredible. But over these last, I don't know how many games, they've been absolutely snapping. And under Jock Longdale, I think their record was like 20.
Jock Longdale.
I don't know what his name. I forgot his name.
Jock Vaughn.
Yeah. I said Longdale. What?
Jake Longdale is a backup big from the Spurs that is now on the Portland Trailblazers.
Well, yeah, I'm tweaking, bro.
No, Jack Longdale's on the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, I thought he was on the Phoenix Suns. He's a big.
Oh, you're right. Oh, who am I thinking of? Who's that white guy that was one from the Spurs they cut and he's on the Trailblazers now?
I don't even remember.
I cannot remember.
Yeah.
Do we need to do who he played for?
I think so.
That sounds fire.
Okay, keep going though.
Yeah, but dude, ever since then, like the I feel like the Brooklyn Nets probably have one of, if not the most unique offense one of the most unique offenses in the NBA with just how efficient they are from the fucking mid-range, dude. They literally don't miss. What Kevin Durant is doing is asinine, and no one's even going to consider him for like MVP cases, whatever, serious MVP cases.
Will they?
I think he's starting to move up.
He's going to move up, but he's not going to win that thing, bro. Let's keep.
If they're the 1 seed, he very well could.
I don't think so. Even if they're if
they're the 1 seed and they jump Boston and he takes them from being
he could make it
11 or maybe not,
because
like 7
Tatum can't win it over him. If the Nets are the 1 seed, Tatum can't win it over him. It'll just be him versus Jokic. I think people will give it to KD.
I don't know. I think people give it to Jokic still because I think KD has left a sour mouth on a lot of people's mouths still.
And Jokic hasn't.
Nah,
not as much as Kevin.
We're talking voter. We're talking MVP, the voter fatigue and losing the playoffs. Like for this conversation, I think KD probably has a little more pull.
It's like which guy do you hate the least? Which guy do you want to see succeed the least, bro?
Yeah.
So
the Nets are on a 12-game winning streak right now. In that 12 games, they have by far the best offense in the NBA with the fucking ludicrous 124 offensive rating. Around 112 is average these days. And what's more impressive, they have a 112 defensive rating, which is 8th in the NBA in that span.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to be a good defensive team, and they somehow have done it.
Yeah. I don't know what to even say about this team. I haven't watched as much of them as I would like to, but from what I've seen, the simple ass sets that they're running in between the 3-point line is a lot of things that a lot of teams don't do, and because of of course, like, they're one of the best mid-range shooting teams because they simply have Kyrie Irving, KD on their team. But the type of looks that they're generating in general are phenomenal, and their whole philosophy and scheme is flowing. And what's even more impressive, like you said, is their defense because they don't have a lot of good defenders on the team, point blank, period.
Yeah. Okay. Donovan, I have a question for you, Donovan.
What's up?
So during this 12-game stretch, the Hawks are the second highest in the NBA in field goal percentage on pull-up shots. What do you think they're shooting? The Hawks.
The Hawks? True shooting percentage.
No, just field goal percentage on pull-up shots.
I second highest in the league for the Hawks. I'll probably say, let's say something about 48%.
No, 42.
Okay.
Trash. And the next 3 teams behind them are all shooting around 42%.
Okay.
So obviously the Nets are number 1. They're shooting 52% on pull-up shots.
Yeah.
This is counting threes. Pull-up threes are 43%.
Yeah.
That does not make sense. Like that's probably not sustainable for a whole season. But
it's not.
12 games is a big ass sample size. I mean that's a lot of games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's dissect this 12-game winning streak. I will say that the Nets are playing very well, and defensively, that is what encourages me the most about them. Mm-hmm. However, Mo was talking about the Mavericks and how their winning streak is coming against bums.
Every winning streak comes against bums.
The Nets have played the Hornets twice. They've played the Pistons. They've played.
Oh my goodness.
They've played the Wizards. They've played the Spurs. They played the Warriors without Steph Curry. They played.
Oh my goodness. You're more shameless than me, dude. I ain't going to this extent.
What are you talking about? They have 3 of their 4 teams, or 3 of the 12 wins have been against teams that are going to be in the top 3 of the lottery. They played a Golden State team that was absolutely trash without Steph Curry. The Hawks are like the 3rd best opponent that they have, and the Hawks are the 9th seed in the East. Milwaukee has been a mess, but listen, you beat them by 18 on your home floor. That's huge. You go and you beat the Cavs by 8. That's huge. You have 2
without
2
Darius
wins.
Garland. Wait, no, without. I think one of those guards are missing that game. I believe.
Still, the Cavs have a lot of have a lot of firepower, and so that's impressive. They have 2 wow wins in this entire 12-game stretch.
Okay, so rebuttal. Yeah, they're playing bad teams. Every win streak, you have to beat bad teams. Nobody plays 12 straight great teams. That's not how schedules work.
Yeah.
But it's not even just they're doing their job. They're beating the fuck out these teams. That's the thing. They beat the Warriors by 30. They beat the Spurs by 27 or whatever, 36 actually. Jesus.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're taking care of their business, but they're beating the fuck out of these bad teams. Like,
no, I get it. I understand. You play who's in front of you.
Mm.
You destroy who's in front of you when you're built like that.
I will say though that I think that the Nets, again, I think that they're playing well. I think that they can now be considered a good and a competent team. Moving forward, I still keep them kind of in the same realm as a second round exit. That's why I think that That's what I think that they are.
Even then, I think that's okay.
Listen, they've proven me wrong already. I said that they were done, that they probably weren't going to make the playoffs at the beginning of the season, and so they've already surpassed.
We all did.
Exactly, they've already surpassed.
Kevin Durant was out here talking about who am I supposed to win with, and then he listed a whole bunch of 2K generic names that I don't even remember, bro.
He said, "Who the fuck is Edmund Summers? I don't even know."
Exactly, and now everybody's hooping, and that's good for them. But second half of the season, whenever the national TV games come in and they start getting these playoff teams, let me see what the Nets look like in March. That's the only thing I have to say about.
I think what's encouraging is it's not something that I guess we're talking about the shooting stats being a little unsustainable, I guess, but you also have these like Mo talked about, this personnel, KD and Kyrie, like those are always going to be the number one in the league even if it comes down a little bit. But the reason they've been so good, especially on defense, is because they got their wings healthy. Joe Harris is healthy. Yuta Watanabe's back. TJ Warren is finally back after not existing for 2 years. They're able to roll out these lineups where they're not reliant on Ben Simmons. They can sit him for 10 minutes straight and be fine because they can roll out lineups with KD, Kyrie, Claxton, and then a bunch of fucking wings. Royce O'Neal's been amazing. Like this formula with all these wing players and then your 2 star ball handlers is how you win in the playoffs. Like this just sounds like last year's Celtics. So I think that is the missing thing they didn't have previously in the year, where it was kind of like we watched them and Ben Simmons looked like shit. He's starting to look a little better. He's kind of came and gone because he's had injuries again. But yeah, without him, it was like, where are they going to get production from? But now that we're kind of seeing what the team is supposed to be healthy, I'm starting to be a little bit of a believer because like you start to see the vision more. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's fair. That's fair. And plus, all of us said at the beginning of the year that if everything goes right, that they have championship potential. And so I
cook for it too.
I think it's still weird for me to kind of wrap my head around a team that was as dysfunctional as they were.
Yeah.
Be able to turn themselves around and look like this. Even the Celtics turnaround last year, it wasn't like they were just mid. And that was like, it was a failure because they were supposed to be better, but they were just mid. And then they turned into the best team in the league. And for the Nets, they literally went from the worst team in the league to probably, one of the
not worst
the
in the
top
league,
three.
but I see what you mean.
You see, okay.
Yeah. It will honestly, if they get to the point
for the point.
Yeah, if they get to the point where they're like a contender and make like a conference finals run, maybe a finals run, you got to think it's probably the single biggest in-season turnaround in NBA history, right?
It has to be. It has to be.
Yeah,
they fired their coach before Christmas, and and
both their stars were trying to get traded in the summer, and they still got told no. Like they came in with pure dysfunction.
Yeah,
like nobody's ever been that down bad and then prospered. So if they do it, props to them. That's truly an incredible accomplishment. Like that's like a. I was gonna say it's a notch on Katie's legacy if he somehow wins a championship with his team, but the problems were kind of his fault, so I guess you can't really give him props for bringing him back together. He requested the trade. He hated Steve Nash.
Yeah.
But it would still be impressive because let me take that back. Actually, it would be impressive for KD because despite all this bullshit that you could say he caused it, everything around him has crumbled, and he's been such a rock and so steady holding that team up on both sides of the ball. Like we did our rankings, I put him behind Joel Embiid. I kind of regret it because he's been a great defender this year, and it's kind of just clicked for me over the last week. Like, he's legitimately been amazing and done everything he can to keep his team afloat, and he deserves credit.
He does. So, listen, if you're the Nets, go ahead, hang the banner. So we turn things around. And you could put that. That could be.
We had a 12-game win streak in December.
Exactly. Yeah. That could be the recognition for this week, for this year. There's a little bit more that I need them to prove, and it's not going to be in December because when you have Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, you're not judged by what you do in December. You're judged by what you do in May, June, in May and June, and that's what I need to see from them. Because if they come out and let's say that they get a hard matchup, right? Listen, they're the 2 seed. The whole top 5 of the East is really, really tough. Let's say that they come down a little bit, end up in like the 4 seed or something, which I think is still very possible. And they end up playing either Cleveland, Milwaukee, or Philly, or Boston. They're going to play one of those 4 teams in the first round, maybe, right? If they drop down to 4. Watch them boys get swept, right? Losing 5 again.
They're not getting swept. They're good.
Listen, I know that they're good. I'm saying let it happen again, and then everything that happened this season is oh, you did it just to obviously like flame out in the playoffs. I don't think that they will, but I also didn't think that they would get swept last year, and that happened. So we'll see.
Yeah, a lot of people picked the Nets to win the series last year.
One thing that I have to say about the Nets too is that it is super encouraging to see that they're doing so great, while Ben Simmons probably like the 7th or 8th best player on your roster right now in terms of like importance to your roster and team. And if he ever gets whatever it is that's going on with him, whether it be health and mental issues or whatever the case may be, if he gets that shit together and starts being more impactful in terms of scoring and like just putting the ball in the basket and getting easy dunks and layups and stop like looking away and being absurd OD passive, that's when I take them seriously and I'm like, okay, maybe them boys can be in championship contention. And if I was I don't know, Cleveland Cavaliers, I wouldn't be so happy to go against a team like the Brooklyn Nets. You know?
Yeah,
so that's fair.
That's a promising thing. They have a lot of room for improvement still, so that's even like another thing to be happy about. So yeah, definitely. One thing I think we should talk about before we get out of here. Sorry, I had to fix my hair. It's bugging me. I think we should get the TikTok time. But beforehand, a quick aside. We got to talk about LeBron James real quick because...
Oh, yeah, for sure. Let's close it out.
I think all of us kind of bought into the hype a little bit of writing him off a little bit and saying like, oh, he's finally washed. Like, we put him down to 9 in our top 30 rankings. I think we all had him around that range. We overreacted. He's still him. He's just as... Yeah. He over the past, I think, the numbers, I have him right here. Currently, those are Luka stats. So, over the last 11 games, which is how many I think Anthony Davis has missed, LeBron's averaging 34.5 points, 7.4 rebounds, 7 assists, 58% from the field. Everything that looked like he was kind of washed with early in the year, where he wasn't going to finish, wasn't scoring efficiently, is back to normal. He's just LeBron.
Bro, after seeing him do what he did to the Atlanta Hawks in Atlanta, which seems to be just like
it's been a rough week for you.
No one asked. Okay, this is not an Atlanta Hawks podcast. We can get into that whole thing. Dude, I may owe you $100 after the end of the season. Oh my god!
I told you. Quick update on that. The Hawks right now are in the 9th seed, which means that they would have to win 2 games to get into the playoff, which is exactly where I said that they would be. I said
they'd be 6 at best.
I was more conservative that they were going to be in the play-in, that they were going to be in the play-in, and that they would not be able to win 2 games.
What
to
LeBron James has done to the Atlanta Hawks and also the Charlotte Hornets, which are neither impressive teams, but it's impressive for the fact that this dude turned 38 years old and he's dropping 47 and 43 on not back-to-back nights, but game after game is absolutely nuts. And he had the same exact type of dominance when he was playing the Hawks. The Hawks just looked straight up scared and they didn't know what to do, you know? And it's just like...
I think we're seeing...
Just like, I felt like I was 14 years old again, back when the Hawks were 60-win team and shit like that, and none of that shit mattered. Like, it's just simply LeBron James, even though he's 38 years old, and he's like 7 years older, 8 years older than he was. He's doing the exact same thing.
You'll never escape him.
Fuck, bro. It's nuts. It's nuts. And I can't say anything that like encapsulates his performances over the last few games.
Yeah, he's honestly, I think we're just seeing him try a lot harder because he knows he needs to with AD out. A lot of people kind of thought like, oh, this team is falling apart. Maybe he'll just pack it in because he's fucking cooked with AD out. But he's on the opposite. He's just been going like playoff mode intensity, trying really hard to score. Like, he's just running way faster than he was in the beginning of the year, trying to hustle in. Like, he's been great. And it doesn't mean a whole lot because either way, like we said, their season's probably kind of cooked because even if AD comes back, they both have to be incredibly healthy at all times for this team to have a chance of making the playoffs.
Westbrook has been a hot stack of ass lately, too, dude. He's been terrible.
Yeah, I mean, what do you expect from a role player? He's up and down. Yeah. I think that's a quick aside. Talk about LeBron for a second and acknowledge the fact that we may have overreacted a little bit because we kind of did have the LeBron's washed episode.
Yeah, for sure.
Nah, I think it's fair to still have him at 8 though, or 8 or 9. I guess,
but Maybe, but even outside of this, the ranking we did, we were all a bit pessimistic about him, and like we're like, oh, he's a little over the hill now. He's not going to be the Bron we used to know. And
we were getting ready.
I think he's clearly still
wave
capable.
Him off in the sunset, just wave the white flag, and his dominance, and here he is, fucking zombie fighting back.
He's him. Yeah, I think we can get a TikTok time though. We got a cool hour in. I think we should get into some games and shit and talk about the shit that y'all are here for.
Let's go.
The first thing we're going to do, we're going to start this like we always do. We're going to start with a draft. Today's going to be funny because we're going to do a bald player draft.
You know me.
Who has the best shiner?
It's time on pause.
Let me turn my fan on real quick.
This is going to be so fun.
This is going
to be so fun.
First pick is Donovan. I got second pick. Mo has third pick. So it's any player that was bald for a sustained period of time. So not like they went bald for 5 games, not like they were bald for just their last year of their career. It was like an era that we recognize them as a ball player. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Number 1 pick. Give me.
Well, let me do the hook. Yeah, it's a TikTok time.
Damn, you couldn't wait. Holy shit! You forgot the order.
Edit this. Just put Michael Jordan over the hook. That's everybody knows where I'm going. Everybody knows where I'm going.
Let's draft NBA lineups with only bald players.
All right, you good?
Yeah. Let's draft NBA lineups with only bald players.
Good.
Go ahead.
First pick, Michael Jordan.
Naturally. I knew you were doing that. That's fine. Second pick, Kobe Bryant.
Whoa. Boom.
Damn. Okay, that's cool. Third pick. Look at me. I got the third pick. I got Shaquille O'Neal, and then at my 4, I'm going to have Kevin Garnett.
Okay, that's a nasty big combination.
Okay.
Yep. It's insane.
Listen, I wanted Kareem second, but I knew you weren't going to pick him. So give me Kareem at the 5th pick.
Okay. That's fine.
Mind games.
Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put Michael Jordan at my point guard position.
Okay.
Because I'm going to take Ray Allen as my 2 guard.
Tough.
And then at my 3, I'm going to get Vince Carter.
Fuck,
Damn.
I really wanted him. Damn.
Okay. That's nice.
That's Wings was the hardest part, and you swooped in from the top row. Damn.
Because I knew you were going to go for Kareem. I knew you were either going to get Kareem or Shaq at 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Game plan.
There's not a lot of wings left, and I got to fill my 3. There's a certain point guard I want over this guy, but I got to pick him now. Give me Clyde Drexler.
Okay. That's cool.
My spacing sucks, but I got to pick the talent.
Okay, cool. So I need a point guard, and Donovan, you got a maniac on your team, and I got like 2 maniacs on my team. Let me go ahead and build a big 3. I need Gary Payton.
That's a great pick.
That's good.
Great pick.
So I got Gary Payton, and then holy shit, can I get Charles Barkley?
Damn.
Damn.
You can. That's a pretty big lineup.
Yeah, it's a big ass lineup. Let me do it. I don't have many other great choices. Give me Charles Barkley.
That's good.
Bro has not a shooter in sight. Jesus.
I was hoping you would.
You ain't shooting with these baldies on the court, straight beaming at your fucking eyesight.
Okay.
So, okay. Give me Jason Kidd as my point guard.
Okay.
I need the facilitating. I got a lot of defenders and dunkers. I need some passing.
All right. I need a 4 and a 5, and it seems very weird that I wouldn't be able. This is so nasty. I really don't want to do this, so I'm not. Give me Jermaine O'Neal at my 5.
Okay.
Y'all sleep. Y'all is sleep.
Jermaine?
Guarding Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Yeah,
okay. Man.
You're done for.
Y'all forget Jermaine is like that. What are we talking about? What's with this disrespect? So give me Jermaine at my 5, and then at my 4. I'm trying.
Please don't pick him. Please don't pick him.
I don't think we have the same person, because I'm really kind of blanking right now on who I want at my 4.
I hope you don't pick him. That's nasty if you pick him. You're nasty. You're nasty.
No. Not him. He is not a part of my team. We do not stand for that.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I was scared. I was about to be like, man. Oh man.
I'm not picking him. But I will pick the crackhead Lamar Odom. He is my 4.
Bro, thank God you picked him. Thank God you picked him. Give me Chris Webber for my power forward.
All right, cool.
That's good. I needed a little bit more play. That's good. You got that.
In terms of shooting, I know my team is fucked. But has anyone chosen Magic Johnson yet?
No, because he wasn't bald.
He wasn't bald. He had like
what?
a 0.5.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Yeah, he was only bald when he retired.
He had the 0.5 season. All around. Even he wasn't.
That just killed my whole. Someone already got.
Yeah. Of course you would have picked Magic Johnson. Are you kidding?
Yeah. Fuck. I thought I caught someone slipping. Damn.
Not me.
Now I gotta revitalize my whole thing. Y'all can let me slide with that.
Pick your mans.
Okay. I got my mans. I got Chauncey Billups. It's a good pick.
Okay.
Big shot Billups.
Nice pick. Okay.
Solid pick.
That's fair.
That's
okay,
nice.
Wait. Let's list off our teams.
Right.
We'll go in order of the draft. So I got Michael Jordan, Ray Allen, Vince Carter, Lamar Odom, Jermaine O'Neal.
Okay. Whew. I have Jason Kidd, Kobe Bryant, Clyde Drexler, Chris Webber, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Okay.
That's nice. I got Gary Payton, Chauncey Billups, Charles Barkley, Kevin Garnett, and Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah, Charles
You have the weirdest team ever.
I know. Y'all ain't shooting shit. I promise you. Y'all are not shooting shit.
Bro, you are going to have Charles Barkley running around screens trying to catch Ray Allen. He going to be gassed.
Is he going to guard Kobe Bryant? Clyde Drexler?
Look, don't worry about what my team is guarding. We're just here to win. I don't know how we going to win, but we're going to do it.
No, I know you're there to win. You're not.
Oh, that shit is funny. Okay. Oh, we're supposed to do this bald person thing now, but I forgot to put the pictures on my phone.
We're really going all in on baldness today.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't think I can do it because the pictures are on my phone and I can't access that.
Okay.
Damn.
What's the workaround? Anyways, I forget what it was.
Okay, let's do something else. You just do the blind stats thing now, Mo.
All right, cool. All right, let me get these shits up. Cool.
So we're gonna do something now where old classic game. Mo's gonna give us 2 stat lines, and me and Donovan got to pick which player we'd rather have without knowing any of the context about who the player is, purely off the stats. It's gonna be hilarious.
I'm so anti blind stat reveal.
Why?
There's no context.
That's perfect.
No, because then I end up picking Isaiah Thomas over Kyrie Irving, and then it's like, oh man.
That's perfect. All right.
Like I want the bag.
How's the hook go again, Isaac?
Which I don't know. Which NBA player would you rather have based on these stats?
Cool. Based on these stats, which
None.
Cool.
Go ahead.
Okay, cool. All right. Based on these stats, which NBA player would you rather have?
Okay. So we got them.
For the people who are
listening. Bare minimum stats? Come on.
For the people who are listening, 21 points per game, 10 assists, 4 rebounds on 62% true shooting versus 22 points per game, 11 assists, 6 rebounds on 60% true shooting.
You gotta give us more than this.
give me, you don't really have to. It's kind of easy just on this. I want the 22, 11, 6 player. They're better in every category, and it's like a 2% difference on true shooting. Like, yeah, I'll take them.
Cool. What about you, Isaac?
Yeah, I guess I agree. This is a terrible matchup.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I don't think this is outlandish to say. Yet,
he says it's a terrible matchup. Cool.
No, this is. But who are these 2 players? Y'all know who these 2 players are?
No, absolutely not. Just please, who are these people?
It's Tyrese Halliburton and James Harden.
Ah.
Yeah. Wait, who did we pick?
You guys picked James Harden.
Oh.
Yeah, which may go against like some of your agendas that you guys have going.
Yeah,
on.
I'd rather have Tyrese. If I'm being honest. That's surprising.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Lately, James has been snapping, and no one has been talking about it because Joel Embiid has been going crazy, and Donovan Mitchell scoring 70, and all this crazy shit. But James has been him this season.
Okay.
Damn.
You got us. You got us.
Cool.
Okay.
So let me.
Implicit bias.
Yeah. Go ahead and give you these.
Let me say my part again because I messed it up. I mean, I guess I'll take the second guy too.
Yeah. All right. What about these stats?
Ooh,
All
so
these
one
stats are
guy
so
is.
close.
I mean, one guy has more points and assists, so it's pretty. Your brain really wants to pick him. But 23, 4, and 58.
Is he trying to trap us? You're trying to deceive us. Give me the 23 point per game score on 58% true shooting.
Okay.
Yeah, 58 is so hot.
Yeah.
No, give me the 8 assist guy. He's clearly a better playmaker, so I gotta go with him.
All right. So to reveal these players, 24 points per game, 8 assists, 6 rebounds on 55% true shooting is LaMelo Ball, and 23 points per game, 4 assists, 3 rebounds on 56% true shooting is Anthony Simons. You're disgusting, Donovan. Look in the mirror and throw up. I hope you do that.
I thought you were trying to trick us. You're a devious person.
Not a trick. Not a trick. Now, this one, I ain't gonna lie, this last one that I have, now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, bro, why did I choose these two players? But I'm gonna go ahead and post it anyways because I think it's an interesting talk. Maybe it's not interesting because I'm a fucking nerd, but I'm gonna post it anyways. All right. 23 points per game, 5 assists, 3 rebounds on 62% true shooting versus 22 points per game, 4 assists, 4 rebounds on 57% true shooting.
Give me the 62% true shooting. That's ridiculous efficiency.
Yeah, I'll take the top as well. Pause.
Okay. Okay, so the first one, 23%, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, is Bradley Beal, and the second, 22 points per game, is Zach LaVine.
Bradley Beal is a 62% true shooting right now?
Battle of the mids? He's like that?
That's surprising.
He's shooting like 53% from the field, so
that's crazy. Yeah, he's not getting a lot of hype right now. Like, it seems like he might deserve it. That's crazy.
Because he barely plays now.
Well, he's been out over these last few games, and also on top of that, the Wizards have been looking like a better team without him, which is weird as fuck. It's weird.
Yeah, he's only played 23 games this season.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it just goes to show how I don't know. Washington got some interesting decisions if they feel like making a decision, but Bradley Beal has been good regardless.
He's not going anywhere.
They can't. I don't know who's taking that big ass contract.
Yeah, nobody's taking. Well, listen, people would want Bradley Beal, but Bradley Beal doesn't want to leave.
Yeah,
he wants to stay in poverty. He has Stockholm syndrome. It's crazy.
Yeah, he has a true problem.
I found the bald guys, so we're gonna be able to do it now.
Oh,
Let's
really?
go.
Okay.
Yep. So we're gonna do another ball players thing. It's gonna be great.
Run it up.
Yep. So give me 1 second. I can't even say the hook. It's so funny. Y'all rate these players from 1 to 10 based on how good they look bald.
Let's go.
First one. Oh, won't send. First one, Steph Curry.
He looks handsome.
Anything.
Pause. 10.
I haven't received anything. Oh, wait. Here we go.
10.
10.
10. His hairline puts back like a motherfucker regardless, bro. He has one of the worst hairlines in the NBA, and he's an easy 10 bald.
Bro, he looks like Bruce Willis.
10 bald? No.
Yeah.
Bro, he looks like Bruce Willis. What are we talking about, 10?
Are you kidding me?
This man is 6. He's a 6.
6?
Yeah.
That might be not a lot of people.
I'll give him a 7 for the beard. He's a 7.
Maybe it's the
Feels
beard
like Johnny
that saves
Sins.
it, but I think you're gonna regret that knowing who's next.
Am I?
Yeah.
He looks like he wears Metal Militia t-shirts.
Oh shit, bro.
This man wears fucking DC shoes.
That's nasty.
I know you got worse players, bro. Show me.
I mean, I can't find the original Trae Young I told you guys about. But here's another one. What about Trae Young?
Holy fuck, dude. He looks like a Make-A-Wish kid. Oh my goodness. I feel bad when I look at this picture. Oh my goodness.
What is happening?
So everyone keeps saying
like
he needs to go bald because that shit on his head is terrible.
Right
You want this?
I'm supposed to hear donate 3 cents a day. I feel like he's in one of those commercials, and I just like, damn. This is
he gonna have to get that. He gonna have to get that scissor surgery. You know how scissor she like completely reconstructed her face. He gonna have to get that if he ever goes bald. This is crazy.
Y'all ever seen the movie Ants?
He can't do this. He can't do this.
Yeah.
Y'all ever seen the movie Ants?
Yeah.
He looks like an insect. Look at that shit.
Holy shit! Yeah, this is terrible.
And
he's like 70% there already, bro. He's gonna have a bleak prime.
He better be happy he's rich.
All right. What about Russell Westbrook?
Oh man, this is terrible.
He looks so old.
Yeah.
What do you mean terrible? Russell Westbrook looks fine.
No, he literally looks like a Ninja Turtle. You've heard those things before, but he literally looks like a Ninja Turtle.
No, he doesn't. Russell Westbrook just looks like he played in the 90s. Like that's it. That's the only. He looks. If you put a Portland Trailblazers jersey on that is Clyde Drexler's cousin. That's it. That's it.
It does fit him. He just looks old as fuck.
Why is Clyde Drexler's lineage catching strays right now? Why you have to drag him into this? Holy shit.
Because he was bald at 18. Like, he was crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. Nah, Russell Westbrook looks fine here. I'll say like an 8. I'll say an 8.
Yeah, I'll give him an 8.
He
fits
looks
him.
the best out of all of them.
Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? He has no facial hair. How? What really saves you bald is your facial hair.
You think Steph Curry bald looks better than Russell Westbrook bald?
I'm not dying on this hill, but I will die on this hill. Yes.
Bro, Steph looks like an off-duty cop. What are you talking about?
No, sir. No,
Steph looks straight, bro. Steph looks straight.
Okay.
That's right.
What about Luka Doncic?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh my goodness, dude.
Oh god. Oh god.
I don't even know what this.
Yo, he looks mad alt-right. This is crazy.
Dude, the way his head is arched back.
Shit. Oh my god. He looks like the thumb people from Spy Kids.
He does.
Yeah. He looks like
this is Patrick Star in the live-action SpongeBob remake.
Oh, no, yeah, he can't do that. He can't do it. He needs to lock in that Rogaine sponsorship now.
Yeah.
Like, just get ahead of it.
His arms look exactly the same as his head. It's just one conglomerate of a person.
Yeah, exactly. This is just so perplexing. Like,
yeah.
He needs to lock in on a sponsorship, he said. Like he said.
2.
Shit.
He's a 2.
Yeah, this
is a fucking 0. You're out of your mind.
This is by far the worst. This is by far the worst.
Nah, I think Trey's worse than he is.
Maybe you're right about that. I don't know. Nah.
No, Trey looked inhuman.
Because Trey, at least Luka looks like he could put on a hat or something and make it work. Trey looks like any hat would be too big, even fitted. It doesn't look like a hat could fit him.
He needs those Brian Robinson hats.
Nah, because
those hats are hard.
You would expect someone like Luka Doncic to look good because simply he's white and he's bald, and you would expect him to look like Mr. Clean, but he has the complete opposite look from Mr. Clean. He looks disgusting in this.
Mr. Dirty.
He looks repulsive.
Mr. Filth. All right, next one. What about DeMar DeRozan?
Oh, he looks fine.
I'm not gonna. This is a 10. I'm not gonna say that. This is like, if we're talking about how natural it looks, it's probably a 10. Like, he looks like he should be bald.
Yeah. This is a 10. He looks like he belongs in his place.
I'll go 10.
This is his place. This is his dude.
Should DeMar go home?
I like it.
Yeah. DeMar should embrace his old age.
Yeah. This is a 10. Very solid.
Okay, last one.
Who we going with?
Last one, Anthony Edwards.
Oh, that's Michael Jordan. That's Michael Jordan.
If it's
that's hella accurate.
You're right.
Holy shit.
If DeMar DeRozan was a 10, Ant might have to be a 10.
Listen, you make this jersey from a medium to a large, it fits. That's Michael Jordan.
Yeah, this looks hella accurate. This looks
it feels extremely
accurate.
natural.
I like that.
He looks like he looks like
Mo, we
he's
can't
in
hear.
prime
I can't hear you.
now.
Mo.
This is a great look for him.
Mo, we can't hear you.
Oh shit! Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
My AirPods died, so I have the volume hella low, and I think I accidentally pushed me.
Okay, is your audio still good? Is your audio still recording?
Yeah, my audio is still good. I'm recording with my my mic, so my audio is still recording. I see the shit, so we're good.
Bet.
Okay. Yeah, this feels mad natural. And should go bald. 10.
This season, he should just skip his 20s of hair and just.
Absolutely, dude. He looks like a top. He looks like a top 15 player with that baldy on. Swear to God.
I know when Ant comes out next season with this, I know he's locked in. I know he's gotten serious about the game when he cuts his hair off. Then he'll truly not be playing fair.
Okay. Next thing we're gonna do is I want you guys to guess this player with only these hints, and I'm gonna give you guys 3 hints.
Okay.
Oh, so this is like a Purtle.
Sorta. So I'm gonna send the first one here. Which player is this? He went to Florida. He's a 5-time All-Star, and his career points per game is 13.
That's
Al Horford. Bye. Next.
Damn, but it took y'all 2 seconds.
Yep.
We know Al. We know.
Yep.
We know him.
Y'all some Horford experts? Nasty.
Yep. One of my
Good
favorite
job, Mike.
centers of all time.
Good job, Mike.
Okay. Next one.
Too easy.
4-time All-NBA. His jersey number is in the 20s, and he was a 2021 Steals champ.
2021. Oh goodness.
4-time All NBA.
Yeah, so this one's a little trickier.
2021. Who's popping off 2 years ago or last year?
Jersey number in the 20s.
A little tough.
So I mean,
Is this Devin Booker?
no, he's
Not Devin
come on,
Booker.
man.
All right. Donovan.
Jersey
fuck, he
number
wears
in the
45.
In the 20s, it's Joel Embiid. It's
But this has to be a guard, though.
I mean, maybe not, but like, okay, it had to be. But just think about the stars who are in the 20s. You have,
4-time All-NBA is a lot of All-NBAs.
it is. It has to be a really good player.
Is this Paul George?
Not Paul George.
His number is 13, fam.
Fuck!
You have a Paul George jersey behind you, and you
That's a
didn't know
damn
this.
shame. I look back and I said Paul George. Holy shit.
No,
All right.
four-time All NBA probably means that he's like recently. If he's a 2021 Steals champ, it's probably a guard that's not great on defense, but is still able to like, get some production.
Why does he gotta be not great on defense? Where's that collection come from?
I feel like a lot of the times the Steals champs, like
Damn.
you can get a lot of guards who might like sneak their way.
I need to look at
into.
teams.
Come on, y'all. It's a TikTok. Get some guesses out there.
I need to look at some teams because this is
My mind is blanking. It's not. I'm trying to think about people who are in the 20s, and it's like Jamal
Can you
Murray.
give us the conference?
No, you get 3 hints.
The fuck? You're a douchebag.
No, listen. There's
Too much silence going
four-time
on.
All NBA. 2021
Yeah,
Steals
4-time All NBA. I'm gonna hate myself for not knowing this.
I really am too.
Because 2021 is hella recent.
That was last year.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Damn, I'm
The 2020,
cooked.
2021 season.
Oh, is this Drew Holiday?
This is not Drew Holiday. That's not a bad guess. I don't know what his jersey number is.
He's 21.
It's not a bad guess.
Oh dang.
Okay. Yeah, I'm terrible with jersey numbers, to be honest. That's what's messing me up.
He's in the Eastern Conference.
Eastern Conference. Wow. I cannot think of anybody right now.
You said Eastern Conference?
It can't be.
Eastern Conference.
It can't be Fred VanVleet. It can't be.
It's no
is
one
this
in Boston.
Is this Jimmy?
It's-
This Jimmy Butler?
This is Jimmy Butler.
Damn!
That one was kicking your ass.
Yeah, you
My
cussed
bad.
that one.
I didn't know he led the league like that.
Yeah, Steals champ. I don't know it either. All right, next one.
Good job, Jimmy.
He's left-handed, currently averaging 20 points per game. And he
Jalen
went
Brunson.
to Villanova.
Jalen
I
Brunson.
couldn't even finish it. Damn.
Damn! Yeah,
You know what,
left-handed
that was
Villanova was such an easy giveaway.
Damn, y'all got that in
These
2
games
seconds
were
again.
too elite for these games.
Come on now.
I should have known the Knicks fan would know immediately.
Yeah.
Okay, got 2
Who's
more.
next?
I'm not going to read this one out loud. Y'all read them out loud so I don't cut you off. All right. Here's the next one.
All right, so this player, his father was in the NBA. He's 7'2". He shoots 39% from three. This is Bol.
Y'all are fast as hell today.
Yeah, I was reading this. I was like 7'2" dad in the NBA. I'm like, this has to be Bol.
We're on Bol. Listen, we're in our bag. Keep him rolling.
Last one.
Too easy. All right, drafted in 2017 from Mizzou, dunked on LeBron. Okay.
2017 from Missouri. Oh,
not Missouri University. He grew up there.
Oh, he grew up in Missouri.
Then this is Jason Tatum.
There we go. Apparently, I made these too easy for you guys.
St. Louis is in Missouri.
Oh,
yep,
okay.
St. Louis guy. The dunk on LeBron gave it away, didn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then that was too easy for y'all. Apparently, I should have made that harder.
Donovan beamed every single one of them.
Like that.
All right, last thing before we get out of here, we're gonna do something we did a few weeks ago. We're gonna rate some disrespectful dunks.
Ooh, let's go.
Everybody loved these videos. They were hilarious. Don was in his bag getting these jokes off. Let's see if you can do it again. All right. Y'all rate these dunks based on how disrespectful they are. Y'all rate these dunks based on how disrespectful they were. Y'all rate these dunks based on how disrespectful they were. Scottie Pippen on Patrick Ewing.
This is a 10. This is an absolute 10. In my opinion, this is the most disrespectful dunk in NBA history.
Ooh, that's a strong claim.
Go into that. Why you say that?
I think, first off, nuts in the face. You have that. Secondly, he turns around and looks at Spike Lee and tells Spike Lee to sit down as well. So he takes the number one fan for the Knicks, tells him to sit down, does it in Chicago, so he has the home fans behind him, and single-handedly, my biggest issue as a Knicks fan with this dunk, single-handedly takes this incredibly tough New York Knicks team, invites them all. Nobody throws a single punch. Nobody pushes Scottie Pippen. He punks the entire team with this dunk. This is the most disrespectful dunk in NBA. And
he has a stare down standing over top of him. Like, that's just so many disrespectful points right there alone.
This is a 10.
This is very disrespectful,
10, honestly.
But I'm going to have to disagree. I'm going to have to disagree just a little bit. Just a little bit.
And
give it what?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give this like a cool 7. It was very disrespectful.
7? What?
Yeah.
This is insane.
I don't know if I'm tripping, but it wasn't as disrespectful.
Nah, you tripping, bro. You're tripping.
Okay. What about LeBron on Yusuf Nurkic?
That was a cool 5. That was a cool 6.
It was a crazy dunk. It wasn't disrespectful.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Counterpoint.
the thing about dunking.
I'm gonna give this an 8 just because the announcer screams at the top of his lungs, "He made Yusuf Nurkic a screensaver," and that call alone brings you to an 8. It was incredible.
That's hard.
That is true. I'm gonna still give this a 6.
I can see the 8. I can see the 8 based off of that. But if we're being like real just on the dunk in a vacuum, it's about a 6.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay.
When I think about dunking, you need to demasculate another man.
Facts.
You have to obliterate him.
Talk to him.
He needs to lose his entire roster of hoes on his phone. I need that type of disrespect on the dunker.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. So that's a 6.
All right. Let's go recent. What about Aaron Gordon on Landry Shamet from Christmas?
Oh no, that's a 10 right there. That's a 10. That's a 10
9.
because he dunked on him, nuts all in his mouth, deep thrown, and then he was on the ground and he put his nuts on him again, and that was completely unnecessary.
That's fair.
The way he landed on him and just fucking got up, pushing him off him. Like, he made him his doormat. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, nah, that was unnecessary.
I hate to give Aaron Gordon another 9, but that was a 9. that was a 9. There wasn't enough animosity after the play. It just wasn't there. He doesn't hate Landry Shamet. You know what I'm saying? But
Aaron Gordon's a good guy.
Exactly. And that's why he just can't go to the top level. But it's a 9.
Okay.
It's a great dunk.
Fair enough. Yeah, and just like the biggest moment in the biggest game of the season so far, like the adrenaline everybody felt with this crazy game, just go do that then. Ugh. Nasty. All right. Back to another recent one. What about Andrew Wiggins on Luka Doncic?
Luka Doncic looked like he was
nasty.
Luka Doncic looked genuinely terrified the way he shielded his head.
Facts. You thought he got shot. He was covering his face.
That was nasty. That was like a solid 8.5, maybe 9.
8.5.
Yeah.
I agree. As somebody who's in the building, saw this live, right? Listen.
What a flex. Okay.
The entire stadium was silent. This is a 8. This is a 9. This is a 9 right here.
Damn, he silenced the city. That might have to get you a 10 low key.
Yeah.
This was a 9.
That's the most silent Dallas has ever been since the JFK assassination.
I was about to say that, dude. Like that. Like the. I was about to say something like the way that they took everyone's breath away from them, and Luka's head was like these. I would have sworn there was a sniper in the building too.
Bro, look at the way Luka's shielding himself. You'd have thought Andrew Wiggins came in with a fucking knife and just like Luka
I've
looks
never
like he's in
seen
pain.
anybody do that after you got postered as well. Doing this? Oh my goodness! What you
Fucking
scared of?
10.
It's a dunk.
10.
Take it like a man. He's Luka though.
All right. What about Dwayne Wade on Anderson Varejao?
Oh, that's a 10.
That's a 10. That's a
Yeah.
10.
Yeah, that's an actual 10.
You know why? He had this man's. I'm not. Listen, I'm gonna try to do it, but I'm not. But the legs up in the air. You know what I'm saying? This man was about to get his Gucci.
Bro,
Crazy.
Anderson
Couldn't get worse
Varejao.
than that, bro. That's a 10.
Anderson Varejao looked like he got hit by a Mini Cooper. He flew back 10 yards. It was ridiculous. He hit the stanchion.
It was
bro.
disgusting. That was one of the most iconic Reggie Miller welcome to your Kodak moments. You know what I'm
Absolutely,
saying?
bro.
And then Dwayne
It looked
Wade.
like Marshawn Lynch trucked him.
Yeah, that's a 10.
Bro.
Legs in the air, bro. In the air.
With a dunk like that, Anderson Varejao should have lost his entire family after that, bro.
That's what I'm saying. When
Change
we
their
talk
entire
about,
last name, their identity.
Exactly.
You can't show up back to school or private school or whatever with your last name being Varejao. Bro, you're getting bullied. Oh my goodness.
That's what I'm saying. When Mo talks about people being emasculated, that's the definition. That's what we look for. That's what we teach at Dunking University. You know, you have to do stuff like that.
Exactly.
The key to a 10 is to dunk so hard that the other person gets put into yoga.
Exactly.
He got dunked into Pilates. That's crazy.
That's a good one. I like that.
All right, last one. What about Blake Griffin on Kendrick Perkins?
That's a classic 9. Classic. First off, because Kendrick kind of a douchebag, so it's a classic automatically.
We hate Kendrick Perkins. All my homies hate Kendrick Perkins.
That's one of those ones. This is one of those ones. It's like Blake Griffin took over SportsCenter top 10 plays for weeks. Right?
The craziest part was Kendrick Perkins didn't even jump. Not because he couldn't. I mean, not because he didn't want to. He couldn't. Blake Griffin jumped so fast and so high, he couldn't even react in time. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And this one, it wasn't even like a traditional dunk. This was a thunk, right? He throws the ball into the thing. When Blake Griffin made up his mind 5 feet away from the basket, 10 feet up, I'm dunking on him. And there was nothing that Kendrick Perkins could do.
By any means necessary.
Exactly. This is a 10. By pure determination alone.
I respect that.
Yep.
That's funny. All right, well, I think that's the episode. I think I'm all out of topics.
Great stuff.
It was a good one. So yeah, as always, if you guys are still here, go ahead and comment. Let's see, what are we going to comment?
Pickle juice.
Comment pickle juice to let us know you watched the end of the episode.
Yep.
I better see mad pickle juice in the comments.
Yeah.
All right, see you guys later.
See ya.